So here we are, we're at the Demerara Harbour Bridge. This is the entrance to Demerara Harbour Bridge at one of the busiest times of day. That's the overpass, pedestrian overpass. And what we're looking at is straight ahead, the new Demerara Bridge overpass. Let's see what's happening here. That's where the old Demerara Harbour Bridge entrance is, and it's about a quarter of a mile up the road here to get to the new Demerara River Bridge. Now, that's the high span section peeking over. Those are the towers peeking over the roofs in this neighborhood. And of course, in this neighborhood, you have a Hindu temple and a mosque, a Muslim mosque. That's looking back. These are the structures that exist at the junction, looking back at the pedestrian overpass. The last video, we actually started by climbing the pedestrian overpass and looking through the mesh. Not going to do that today because you've already seen that view. What we are doing today is we're taking a look at the progress on the work here at the new Demerara River Bridge. Now, what you can see, this is the overpass section of the bridge. And I think if I can pick them up, there are guys working on the ramp. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning. It's been raining, so it's still a bit cloudy and overcast, but the sun is coming out. And what they've managed to do over the weekend is to complete the laying the roadbed. That is the foundation for the road. The ramp section that will hold the road over the East Bank Public Road. And these guys are selling fruits. Remember, there's a lady on, was it Facebook and TikTok complaining about sellers of fruits on the sidewalks in New York, street food sellers, and complaining about whether you can trust the fruits from the fruit sellers on the streets. We buy fruits on the streets because it's convenient. This is our fast food. Long before Burger King and McDonald's, we've had fruit vendors, and that's fast food in Guyana. Yes, we can eat the fruit we buy on the streets, on the sidewalks. But yes, back to what's happening here is they've completed the overpass section of the Demerara River Bridge, and we officially have our first overpass. Right, this is the first overpass, the first road that goes over another road in Guyana. This has never been done before in Guyana. People have been telling me in the comments that it is at Lethem, there's a bridge, there's an overpass. I haven't seen it. Somebody should send me a picture of the overpass at Lethem. But this is the only one I know of in Guyana. This is not the only high bridge. The Kanji River Bridge was built when I was a kid. You know, when I was 10 or 11 years old, 9 or 10 years old, they were building that Kanji River Bridge in the 70, 78, 79, 80, 81. So I remember the first going over the bridge, the Kanji River Bridge, for the first time in the early 80s. But this doesn't exist anywhere else in Guyana, as far as I know. A road goes over, going over another road. So this is the first overpass in Guyana, and they have managed to stretch the span over the highway. And as you can see, they're still working on the other sections of the ramp. Right, they're still building these posts. Somebody said they should be called columns. They're still building the bridge support system west of this East Bank Public Road. And what you can see is from this point, right from this point, let me turn east. That's what the road looks like, the ramp looks like, looking east. Right, the ramp looks like this, looking east towards the East Bank Bypass Road. As you can see, there's still major construction works going on at ground level. And on the other side, you can see that's west of the East Bank Public Road. You can see the construction of the support structures for the bridge still being laid. That's the high span section. Those are towers that will support the high span. Those are still going up, still being built taller. As you can see from the top, they haven't been capped. Those towers will support the cables that will support the high span section of the Demerara River Bridge. Now we're walking under the overpass section, so you can see above me, that's the overpass section of the bridge. So you pass under the ramp. This is what it looks like looking east. You can see the ramp has been completed up to East Bank Public Road at this point. So that's what it looks like looking east. And it stretches all the way out to Heroes Highway. That's 2 miles east of where we are right now. Somebody wants to see what the access road looks like in that 2 mile section. We haven't gotten there yet. We're gonna see. I don't think they have completed that section of the access road yet. This is the Ramada Hotel, and this, of course, is the that's the poster here showing the bridge. So what are we looking at? We're looking at one major milestone. That is the section of the bridge. The section of the bridge that crosses the East Bank Public Road has been completed. And now, what is left, the next milestone we're looking at, is the completion of this section to the riverbank. Like I said, it's moving much more quickly, much more rapidly now. And so I'm gonna have to bring you weekly updates instead of monthly updates. I started out giving you a monthly review of what's happening here. But as you can see, I think by next weekend they would have completed this gap. In other words, close this gap between the closest two posts, towers, platforms, columns, and my guess is that in a matter of months they will reach the riverbank. But this is where they are right now. As you can see, the cranes are working. This one is actually lifting some structure onto the bridge. But this is what it looks like now on the 9th of April 2025. April 9, 2025, Wednesday, April 9, 2025. This is what has been completed. So these are exciting times, guys. It's interesting to see what this bridge looks like on completion. As you can see from the poster, it's probably going to look very similar to the picture on the poster, but it's nothing like seeing it in person and in real life. The massive structure. Now, people have complained that it's a one-lane bridge, one lane going in each direction. I'm not so sure it's one lane. I think it's supposed to be 4 lanes. We're gonna have to wait until it's open to see how they lay down the markings, the road markings. It seems rather narrow for a 4-lane bridge, 2 lanes going east and 2 lanes going west. But like I said, we're gonna have to wait until it's completed to see, because typically there should be enough space between the rails, the bridge rails, and the lanes, so that if you have an accident or if you have an emergency, vehicles can get onto the bridge. And for the people arguing for 1 lane, I think that is 1 lane going each way. That might be logical, but logic is not always followed here in Guyana. So we're gonna have to wait and see what they do in the end. This is one of the platforms on which you can see the workers, several workers working on top of the columns, right at the top of the column there. And of course, there are now people all over the ramp. As you can see, some more workers there standing on the ramp section of the bridge. But yes, I think it's supposed to be a 4-lane bridge, 2 lanes going in each direction. But we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait for this to be completed for us to see exactly how it works. And of course, I'll be here to bring you that update. We're back here in, this is Providence. This is the next village after Peters Hall. So we're back here in Providence, near the Amazonia Mall and all that great stuff. And since I'm here at an unusually late hour, I'm gonna visit the mall, take a walk inside, maybe get some Starbucks, and give you an update from there. But that's what's happening in this neck of the woods. This is the current state of progress with the Demerara River Bridge. This is what it looks like today, on Wednesday, the 9th of March. And we're going to get you another update in another week or so. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about the progress with this new Demerara River Bridge, the completion of the overpass section, the part that goes over the East Bank Public Road, the first of its kind in Guyana. And how long do you think this will take to complete? That is the remaining section to get to the riverbank. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later!